Hi everyone and welcome to another Nanoo video. My name is Rachel and we're in my kitchen again today because I'm going to teach you how to make banana bread muffins. Now I know it's a little bit of an isolation trend to make banana bread, but I've tried to make it a little bit different here by doing muffins, which are great for breakfast or for a little snack. It's really a versatile recipe, so you can substitute most of the ingredients for anything you have in your cupboards at home, and you can add any additions you have like nuts, seeds, dried fruit, anything you want. So it's a great versatile recipe. You can make it as healthy or as unhealthy as you want. So I hope you enjoy. For this recipe, you are going to need butter, sugar, eggs, self-raising flour, baking powder, and mashed bananas. And you can add any other things like I've mentioned, such as seeds, nuts, and dried fruit. First thing you have to do for this recipe for my take on banana bread muffins is to heat the oven to 160 degrees if you've got a fan oven, or 180 if you've got a conventional oven. And the next thing you're going to do is you're going to get yourself a muffin tin, and you're going to line each bit with greaseproof paper, or if you have muffin cases, put muffin cases in there. So the next thing you're going to do is measure out your butter and your sugar. So I'm going to do 200 grams of butter. You should probably use not salted, but that's all I've got. Then I'm going to do 100 normal caster and 100 golden caster sugar. Now this gives it kind of a caramelly flavour, but you can kind of do what you want here. You could add mostly caster sugar and then use golden syrup or maple syrup or honey. You could just use caster sugar, you could just use golden caster sugar, just whatever you've got. The darker the sugar, the more caramelly it will taste. There we go, I've added my butter and sugar together, and the next thing you're going to do is get either a wooden spoon, handheld mix, or stand mixer, and mix all of these together till creamed. So if you've got a wooden spoon, it's going to take me a long time to do this, but a handheld mixer or a stand mixer would be definitely preferred for this. So as you can see, I've beat together all of my butter and sugar, so it's a nice kind of fluffy mixture. The next thing I'm going to do is crack 3 eggs into a bowl and beat them up. Oh, not that kind of beating up. Crack them and beat them with a fork. There we go, I've beat my eggs up properly now, and you don't want to do it too much because you don't want it to go too scrambly, so just a couple of seconds, and then you want to pour that into there and start to mix it. There we go, I've mixed my egg in. Now don't worry if it looks a little bit lumpy, it will look lumpy at this stage. That is totally okay. So the next thing I'm going to need is some baking powder and some self-raising flour. So I'm going to do 200 grams of self-raising flour, probably about a teaspoon of half of baking powder, and then add them into there. So the first thing you want to do is measure out your self-raising flour and then sieve that into your bowl. Now some people ask me about my technique for sieving. I hold the sieve and bash it off one hand, but you can use a spoon if you find that easier if the flour is too heavy, especially for younger children, and at the end a spoon is good to get rid of those tiny little lumps. As you can see, I've sieved all that in, and now I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. So the next thing we're going to do is fold all of that in. Now folding is a baking technique, and sometimes you read that and go, what the heck does folding mean? So what it means you do is you go round like a clock and then fold over with your spoon. Round like a clock, fold over with your spoon. And this keeps it all airy. You've just got to do that until it all adds in. Got to be quite gentle with it. Don't be too rough, and it should all combine in the end. So I'm mixing this, going, oh, it's looking really nice. Sure there's something I forgot? The banana. So I got my 3 ripe bananas, which I'm gonna mash up, which is my actual favorite bit of this recipe, and add this into there. The best thing to do is kind of break your bananas up. I just keep the ends in and any brown bits. It really doesn't make a difference because you're going to bake it and everything. Then I mash it with the back of a spoon until it's in a sloppy mixture. There we go, I've mushed up my banana. You can mush it up smaller if you want to, if you've maybe got fussier eaters. But I like quite big bits. These are going to be almost breakfasty style muffins, so it gives it a bit more texture and flavour. So I'm just going to add those in there and fold it until all the mixture's combined. Once your mixture's almost combined, this is where you can do what you want to your mixture. So I would recommend you could add dried fruit, nuts, chocolate. You could add some peanut butter in there if you wanted it slightly peanut buttery. You could add fresh fruit, but I am going to make this kind of healthy. So I'm going to add some chia seeds and some sunflower seeds. So I'm probably going to add 2 or 3 tablespoons of each, just so it gets well distributed in the mix. There we go, my mixture is all combined. As you can see, it's got some lovely seeds in there to make it nice and healthy. So the next thing you're going to want to do is take your mixture and fill your muffin trays. So here are my banana muffins all ready to go in the oven. Now if you want to add anything on top at this point, a couple more seeds or some nuts, I found some cashew nuts, so I'm going to add a couple to the top and then put them in the oven for 15 minutes. had 15 minutes, so I'm going to check them. So I'm going to check them by using a little knife, stick it in and see if the mixture is runny or it comes out clean. So let's take a look. As you can see, they're pretty golden brown, but let's just check. Still a little bit cakey, so I'm probably going to put them in for another 5 minutes and see how they get on. I might switch them around because these ones aren't as crispy, so I will turn these around and put them back in the oven. My muffins have had 20 minutes, so let's pick one to have a look at. So yeah, nothing's coming out of there. You now just want to leave them. So you want to let them cool before you take them out or do anything to them. Once they're kind of cool enough to touch, move them onto a plate or a cooling rack to cool down. My muffins have been cooling for a little bit now and they're just ready to go if you fancied eating them. Could be nice with some fresh fruit and yogurt at this point. But if you're wanting to turn them into a little bit more of a snack time thing, that's what I'm going to do. So I've got here some crunchy peanut butter, but probably smooth would be better, but it's all I've got right now. And I have some Nutella. And I'm going to drizzle that on the top of my muffins. Now, they're both quite sticky to start with, so I recommend putting these in the microwave for 10 seconds. So I've got little glass dishes, but you could do this in a plastic cup, in a mug, whatever you've got. So there we go, I heated those in the microwave for 10 to 15 seconds, and like you can see, they're just a little bit more runny, which makes them a little bit easier to deal with, and I'm just going to drizzle these on my muffins. So I have drizzled some peanut butter and Nutella on my muffins, as you can see. They're not exactly pretty, but they will taste amazing. And then you could add what you wanted here. You could put chopped fruit on the top, add some more seeds, nuts, whatever you wanted. You can make these as healthy or as unhealthy as you want. It's a great thing about banana bread is it's a really versatile dish. You could make a loaf, make muffins. I really like it, so I've got my cup of tea, and now I'm going to go and have one. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.